Welcome to the Pimp My Setup highlights for episode number 136. The first setup was submitted by Scott. He does have a little bit of room compared to other people. Normally they sit on their bed. He's at least able to fit in one of those bigger like gaming off-brand chairs. So that part of it is nice.
There's a window in that PC. I'd keep the PC on the right side, put it against like above the drawers and kind of center the monitors more. But if there wasn't a window, then I'd move the PC all the way against the left side, but I'd still center everything.
He could always use more storage with another Alex drawer on the far left side. I always think that's like the best way to go because one, you don't have to buy the legs. Two, you're getting tons of storage and it just looks nicer and you kind of center yourself out.
He's trying to show his personality, but I don't think, like, no offense, I don't think he's doing a good job at it.
Scott scored a 68. The next setup was submitted by Sammy. The last two photos, that one, the one before, those were previous photos. Now keep in mind, he sent me like a million updated photos, but the first one is the recent one where he's got triple monitors. You can see how close he is to that wall, and even in the third photo for that matter. He's got not a lot of room.
So I would instantly take the desk and turn it and push it against the wall that the TV's on.
He probably had it like that.
I could see you have the room. The room is there.
Yeah, well, that's why I think he may have actually had it like that, hence the TV being there. Sammy scored a 62. The next setup was submitted by Mark. This was his first submission from episode 103. You know, there was a lot that needed to be fixed, and he told me he was going to fix it. So here's his updated setup. You'll see kind of where his setup was. If I'm not mistaken, his original setup was over on that left side. Now, he's got the TV there. I don't know what's going on there, though. I don't know if he's got like a console over there or something.
I don't think it's a downgrade because of the equipment. I just like the physical computer. I don't know. I just like the look of the old, like he just had more that he can play with. Now it's just a computer.
Mark scored a 76. The next setup was submitted by Alex Santiri. What did you give him for cable management?
I think I gave him a 1. And the only reason I gave him a 1 and not a 0 is because on the physical desk, I don't like, there's not just a bunch of like, it looks decent on the desk.
It's not that hard to fix. A Signum is kind of the simple solution here.
And not to mention, he can just put that stuff behind one of like the drawer sections.
Yeah.
You can see it.
What do you think of that wallpaper though?
It's an eyesore personally.
He's also got a subwoofer up on the top, which is a little bit overkill. I mean, the speakers, yeah, if you want to, argue with me that that's a fine spot to put it, go for it. But the subwoofer, not gonna work. Alex Santiri scored a 55. The next setup was submitted by Andy.
You hung your first monitor, hang the second. I don't like when people angle their PCs on the desk when you don't have the room for it like he did. Do something with all that space. I don't know why you have the whole nother table if you're not doing anything with it.
If you don't have a laptop or something that goes over there, then maybe you get like one of those big desk pads, like the leather executive desk pads. That would look cool. But at the end of the day, if you don't want to put anything there because you are constantly putting things like, papers for when you do homework, whatever, then that's fine. I'm also interested if the side that he uses for homework is longer than the other side, because that would be interesting if you were to swap out and like center out on that table. Andy scored an 84. The next setup was submitted by Tommy.
You say you like CSGO. It doesn't look like you have enough room to move your mouse, but like it just seems cluttered.
The shelf is just too much.
To me, it looks like the computer is already behind that monitor. What if you just slid it back into the corner more?
What would be awesome, it would probably require, well, it would definitely require moving that shelf. But if he actually put a platform behind that center monitor, put the PC case right on top of there.
Oh yeah.
And it just was like sort of like showing it off. You put some, you put the NZXT Hue Plus or whatever in the case, so it's like tons of LEDs and stuff. You free up so much room, and then that way you can like put the shelf back up in a spot that it makes sense. Tommy scored a 77. The next setup was submitted by Thomas.
It is clean. I like that, but at the end of the day, like even though this isn't my favorite, it is very boring.
Rear speakers, don't like that you put them there like that.
Yeah, me neither.
Not a good idea. Yes, they're clean, but no bueno, no señorita.
Yeah, they're meant to go behind you, man.
Yeah, man, that's why they're called rear. Yeah, I don't like it, but I mean, if that has some meaning to you, that's cool. But it's like so small and just kind of like pointless.
But then you have nothing on the other sides of it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, it's so small, but if there was more on the left and right, it at least makes sense. Please agree with me here. The wall colors are hideous.
Oh, they're hideous. Absolutely, they're hideous. Absolutely.
Thomas scored an 85. The final setup was submitted by Michael. Interesting setup. This setup really made me sad. The reason it made me sad is because he has everything he needs. He's got a great color theme going, but there's just the placement of everything just makes me angry because he ruined it. Sitting in front of like where you're at now with the monitors, that's good. That works. The PC though, put that further into the corner. Really put it into the corner. It's okay to tilt it in this scenario. That's kind of how this desk works. So PS4, terrible spot for it. That should go on the left side, next to that mini fridge. All that crap mixed in over there, that should all be moved over to the left. That's what the left side of the desk is for. Michael scored a 54. Thomas walked away with first place, getting an 85. Thanks for watching the Pimp My Setup highlights for episode number 136.